Hi everybody, it's Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart, and in this video I want to explain to you or try to show you how I organize my first graders' materials and curriculum and supplies so that he is ready for every school day here at home. So if you would like to see how I do that, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So I'm gonna have to do two separate videos and show you. One is how I structure our school day and how I help it to flow. And then this video, I'll just show you how I organize everything and make it so that each week as I prepare for the new school week, how everything is already set and ready to go. So I'm gonna try and show you this in order of time, I guess you can say. So I'll start with how I plan annually, and then I'll go into how I plan weekly and monthly, weekly, daily, okay? So anyway, hopefully it'll make sense to you at the end of this, and you'll be able to find some little tidbit or something that will be helpful for you when you go to plan your school days, okay? So I have several materials here on the floor, and I'm going to try and show you in detail some of the things that I'm using. Some of the systems are similar to systems I used last year, and some of them are new. All of the systems that I have gotten are curated from ideas from other YouTube moms here on YouTube. So lots of times I'll just take little bits and pieces from different families to see what they were doing, and then I'll integrate it into my own system. So most of these may not be new to you, but how I use it might be a little different than what you've seen in the past, okay? So with that being said, without further ado, let me show you what I am doing for our first grader. So the first thing that I want to show you is our annual planner. And I used, again, this same system as I did last year. It worked really well for me. I'm a huge advocate of planning for the whole year at the beginning of the summer or sometime during the summer, just so that I can get an idea of which lessons I need to be going through as the weeks go on, so that we can finish at the end of May along with my other school kids that I have coming in for my preschool. We do have 4-day school weeks, so I just like to make sure that we can fit everything in a timely manner and that sort of thing. Then as the weeks go on, we kind of have to adjust and that sort of thing. So it's definitely very flexible, but it helps me to get an overall view. Okay, so let me show you really quick. This is the same planner that or scheduler, I guess you could call it, I don't know, that I used last year. I'll link down in the description box below. This is made by Jenny Phillips, I think her name is, and she has a website and she offers this download for free. So it is through Excel, Microsoft Excel, and let me turn the camera around and I'll show you a little bit closer what I've done here, okay? All right, so I'll try to keep my hand still, but just as a closer look, you'll see that here across the top, I have the date and then each of our subjects going across the top like this, okay? And then the very first column, I'll have to pull this out just a smidge. The very first column here is the week numbers. We have week 1 through week 40, the date where the week starts, and then I actually went through and wrote down exactly which lessons and which, this is reading, we're reading Huckleberry Finn. This is reading comprehension. So this is an actual activity with several other things that go along with it. Anyway, it's titled The Zoo Trip, history lessons that we're doing, and the science lessons that we're doing. And I did that all the way to, okay, let me just stop right here. So I went all the way. This dark red line is Christmas break. So it lets me know that we're going to be taking a big break during these weeks. So I want to make sure that I don't stop in the middle of some big topic or whatever. So there's that. And then again, this is spring break. So I put a big red line there. And then my year goes all the way until the end of May. So it takes 4 pages to do everything. This way it helps me really see kind of at a glance what information or what lessons we're going to be covering and what I need to prepare and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. From here, I then go over to my workbox system. This isn't a workbox. What do you call this? A crate. This is a very popular idea that comes from Raising Clovers. And she shares it on her site, and lots of YouTube moms have integrated it into their homeschool. So shout out to her for sharing this idea. But you can see we've already finished week 1, so it's in the back. But each of my school weeks are numbered here, and I have only half of the school year up to week 20, mostly because I didn't want to keep buying these hanging file folders, and so whatever, it's just a preference. Doesn't look like as many. So I go through halfway through the school year, which for me is week 20. And then inside each of these folders are the files for my students' work. Now, again, I only have one student, so all of the work here is for my one student. And I've broken it up so that the first half, so week 3, is in one folder. And the second folder here will be week, 23 probably? 23, okay? So that way I just flip these over. It's hard to show, but on the back side here, I've got week, you can kind of tell, not really. Anyway, it says week 23 on the back side. And so then I can flip that around and continue going on the school year. This way I'll be able to have all of our student work in the same place. So then when the week comes up, then I just pull out the folder for that week. And inside here, this is actually, I think, for week 23, because it's lesson 89. But you'll notice it has all of the lesson materials, all of the lesson pages, and everything that we're going to be doing. This is our geography pages, math pages, okay? So all of the work that has been listed on this page is then put into this folder. So it's very quick and easy to be able to have everything that needs to be completed in 1 week all in the folder. Now I do all of this front loading. So I do it all during the summer and get everything set up and ready to go. All right, from this crate system, I will then go into the school binder system, okay? I'm pulling out a folder here so I can show you kind of how I do this, all right? Now, this is already loaded for our second week of school, but I'll just kind of give an example of how I do this. Now, I call this the school binder, and Cameron knows that we have binder time during the school day. And inside the binder, I have divided up. So here we have all of the tabs: math, English, reading, geography, and this super dark blue one, which I don't think the company did a very good job with that. It says writing in there, which you cannot read because it is so dark. But there you go. Okay, so we have all of these pages, and then behind each one are the incomplete work or stuff that needs to be finished. So here is his math lessons, English lessons that he needs to do, his reading activities that he needs to complete, and this is another reading activity that goes, this is his mini book for the read aloud that we're doing. His geography pages are in here. And then this is his writing page that he does. And then we have our copy work that he is writing as well. So he usually, like this particular week, he writes a story 1 week or 1 day. And then usually it takes him 2 or 3 days to complete that copy work. Okay. Also back here, I have some history pages and science, but I haven't decided if we're going to actually use that or if I'm going to create a different system for that. But anyway, so I will load the binder for that week of everything that he needs, and then he will know and be able to go at his own pace. From there, then we pull out his handy dandy checklist. Now, this is the things that he needs to complete over the course of the week. As you'll notice, I have 4 work days. We have a 4-day school week, and I will write down each of the lessons and activities that he needs to complete during that particular week. He can choose to do whatever activity on the day. So like, as you can see here, he's done just the day's worth of activities. But if he feels like he wants to move on, then this gives him the freedom to be able to do that because the work is available and he can just complete it. When he completes his assignment, as you can see here, he will put it in the pocket of the folder that it belongs to. So his math goes in, he chooses to put them in the front. There is a pocket in the back here if he wanted to do that instead, but he chooses to put them in the front. And then when he completes his next assignment, then he'll put them in the front. That way, when I go to grade it, I'll know what he has finished and what he hasn't. I'll also point out there, if you have noticed, my activities here are all color-coded. So math is red, English is orange, reading is yellow, geography is green, and writing is blue. These 6, or is that 5? These 5 subjects are his, quote, binder time or binder work. So in the designated time of the day when we do binder work, then he knows that these are the activities that he can choose. And he goes in any order. Sometimes he'll say, I want to start with green or yellow or orange, and he just knows where that is in his folder and what he actually needs to finish. So it's kind of fun, and plus it makes it look pretty, so that's fun too. So anyway, so that's how I've organized his binder work so that he can actually get his schoolwork done. And I've also really like it because another thing I want to try and teach my son is deadlines and the importance of getting work done on time. So in doing this method, it shows him things that he needs to have finished before Friday comes. And if Thursday comes and goes, again, we have a 4-day school week. He has Friday that he can make those things up and make sure he gets all of his check marks in for his school week. That way, if anything is left incomplete, then we have a chat about it, and it, quotes, affects his grade. But because we're homeschoolers, that's really interpreted differently here. But anyway, so this has been really useful because it does allow him to get his work done at his speed, and yet still requires him to get his work done before the end of the school week. So these components, I guess there's like a little trio of things here, is kind of how we organize for the whole school week. So that is how I am organizing for our entire first grade year. I'm really excited about the binder system and doing, quote, binder time, because I think it will really encourage more independent work. I don't have to be doing or resetting it every single day. I just do it at the beginning of the school year, or excuse me, the beginning of the school week, and just load it up with all of his assignments for the week. So I am actually looking forward to that and hoping that it will work out. Especially as my preschool children come, I wanted to be able to focus my time on those preschool students and allow my son time to independently work on his stuff. And then when the preschool students leave, then it's just a matter of going through or going over the binder with him. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am going to have another video, a separate video, that will explain how our school day kind of flows, because there is quite a bit more to a school day than just the school binder for us. So I will get a video out on how we organize the school day from the beginning to the end. So hopefully you found something in this video for you and your organizing plans or for your school year. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you did like it. And if you have not yet followed or subscribed to my channel, I do a lot of homeschooling videos, and our homeschool journey is coming up. I titled this series Our Homeschool Life for our first grader. And if you're interested in following that journey and kind of seeing the curriculum that I've chosen and this system that I've set up and all the stuff that I'm doing, if it's interesting to you, then maybe you'll want to subscribe and watch that little journey as it happens. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning into this channel, and we'll catch you in another video.